everybody, welcome to Stumptcast. I'm Rick, joined as always by Ash, Price, and Jasmine. Say hello, everybody.
Hello!
Hello! And this is our new fancy podcast, guys.
Yeah.
How are you liking it?
Isn't it fancy? Look at the
so
frame
fancy.
around me. Look at all this frame around me. Isn't it?
It's so playful. And on the top, I'm just going to let you guys know that we took a lot of inspiration from our friends at Killer Bits because we watched a lot of video podcasts, and you know what? Those guys just do it perfectly. So Killer Bits, thank you for the inspiration. I hope you guys aren't offended.
Go check out the Killer Bits, y'all.
Yeah.
So we're super excited to be back with the podcast. New and improved, better than ever. Hope you guys are going to like it. We've got some fun stuff to talk about. A little bit late to the party, but we've got PAX news to discuss. And I know that we are all excited to discuss all of the cool stuff that we saw while we were in Seattle.
Seriously. Definitely.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously. But just like we always do with the podcast, let's start with how was your week? So how was your week, everybody? Why don't you start us off, Jasmine?
My week's been busy. I am trying to get some prints together. So I would like to get some of our banner art as prints.
Oh, yeah. Talk about
So
that.
I have been cleaning up some of our older banners and just kind of making them a bit more high def so that we can start printing them into high gloss paper.
High fresh to
Unfortunately,
death.
that takes a lot of time and effort. So I spent all night doing that last night. Me and Ash worked together on making this brand new beautiful layout for the podcast.
It's so gorgeous.
Quite
I
nice.
love it.
No.
Quite nice.
And then we also tried to record Tearaway this week, which didn't work out so well. So I think in its place, I really want to play Dropsy. As much as Price hates it, I'm going to play that game.
It creeps me out a little bit. All right,
Well,
like
you know what?
you
That's
are
your
a
own problem.
you're a clown that goes around hugging people just cuz. Like it's
What's wrong with that, Bryce? Clowns are lovable. People love clowns. They want to be hugged by clowns.
See, Price, I have a problem with scary things. You have a problem with clouds.
That's right.
Let's just leave it at there.
Price, name me one evil clown in history. Just one.
Pennywise.
All right.
Are
two.
you not gonna talk about whatever?
John Wayne Gacy?
Yeah, his clown name. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty evil too.
Yeah,
Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
That's like a real one.
Oh, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
You're just working
What's
against
great about the
yourself.
video podcast is now we can play
But what
video
about Sweet Tooth?
of Killer
Sweet
Clowns
Tooth?
from
Yeah.
Outer Space.
So many.
Sweet Tooth? Yep.
So
Rick,
many.
We've just named so many.
Yeah, I know. I was being sarcastic, Ash.
Name me a clown that's not evil. Other
Okay.
than Bozo, I
Dropsy.
don't think I could think of one.
Dropsy.
No,
Boom.
jury's still out on Dropsy. I'm going to
You
go
don't
ahead.
know that.
All right. If it turns out that all of those hugs were actually little murders that he didn't realize were murders, and there's a really dark ending to it, you just know that I called that right now. All right? And even if that's not the case, that's my head canon. That's how that game ends.
That's an M. Night Shyamalan-like twist.
God, you're such a
Night
clown
Shyamalan's
racist.
Dropsy. Clown racist. It doesn't make any sense.
There's like
I
species.
equally discriminate against
There's
clowns
racists.
of all kinds. Mimes, clowns, acrobats.
Are
all right,
mimes
all of
clowns?
them.
Acrobats, really?
No,
really
acrobats.
Acrobats,
against
you're
those two?
stretching it now, man.
Acrobats are cool. Acrobats are
You
cool.
just
I was
offended
kidding.
half of
I
our
was kidding.
fan base.
Stumped. It's well
large-
known.
A
Well
large
known
portion of
against
our fans.
We're really
Four-player
bringing in the
co-op.
acrobat crowd with our videos.
Yeah.
You guys, can I just say how much I missed podcasts? I'm already having a blast. All right,
boy, oh boy.
so Jasmine, and what are people going to be able to do, presumably, with these prints?
You can hang out on your wall. I don't know. I want to actually start getting them as maybe like posters, maybe something that's really nice. You can frame them. But that's my end goal right now because I feel like that's something I can achievably work on.
Exactly. And Jasmine puts a lot of effort into our monthly
She really
banners, so it
does.
makes sense
True. It's
to
true.
turn them into posters.
And a lot of them
Yeah.
are already high resolution as it is. I draw them at like 6,000 by 6,000 pixels. So,
So you can just blow that shit right up.
yep.
Yeah.
Gotta.
They're very high.
I want one on my wall. I'll tell you that much right now.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
You've got
there you go.
your first customer. All right, Price. Tell us about your week, man. I know that
how's
you
my
had
week
some WWE troubles earlier.
Oh, God. So, for those of you who don't know, I've once again gotten real deep back into WWE. And as a result, I decided to reinstall and start replaying WWE 2K15. This little dinosaur walking across your screen right there. And so I was playing earlier today, and like right as a match started, a friend of mine called, and I was like, oh, I got to go take this phone call. So I paused my game, put down my controller, and I put my headphones down as well, apparently on top of my controller, because when I come back into the room after finishing my phone call and look at my screen, it's just highlight after highlight of my character's ass getting kicked. Just like thrown around, just knocked everywhere, and then pinfall and everything. And I was just like, oh, God.
I just
God.
picture
I had like a perfect record. I had like 20 wins, and now there's just going to be this one single solitary loss because of freaking.
And I just picture
Did you
your
lose to
character
John
standing
Cena?
there.
Thank
Was he
God.
doing this to you?
Was
No,
it?
no.
Who'd you lose to?
Titus O'Neil, which he's a pretty solid contender, but
I'm just picturing you just standing there, just not moving.
Yeah,
and
that's
just
probably
getting
what happened.
wailed on.
I know, right?
They're like, fight back!
No, what's
And you're
even
just like,
funnier
no!
is if your controller was pushing you forward, so you're just running into the
Just constantly running into the turnbuckle.
You're just walking, and you're just getting boom, 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 boom.
What's
And you're
funny is
just
that
walking.
they do rate your matches on like their excitement values, and
So that
I've
was
never
pretty
seen one get a half a star until today. And I guess when one participant isn't participating, that counts for a half star. Okay,
Right on.
fair enough.
I just
do
want you
not
to know
bring your
in my head,
participants.
because I know nothing about wrestling, I'm just imagining Christopher Titus beating you up in stage. So
Not too far off.
Oh, Christopher Titus, whatever happened to that guy?
Oh,
So,
man.
okay, what else? I know it hasn't been a week full of WWE, or maybe it has. I don't
probably
know.
has
What else
been.
you been up to this week?
Gosh, I'm trying to think what else I've been doing. Just kind of been, kind of getting back into the swing of things with schoolwork and stuff, trying to get some writing and whatnot done before the term starts. I start teaching again. And other than that, hung out with some friends this weekend, played some Rock Band, which I've only played like maybe twice in my life.
Did you play that at Ground Control?
No, just at a friend's place. They have all the
Right
stuff
on.
for it, and so that was fun. And one of my friends actually gave me this little guy. Da 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 da.
Oh,
It's Miles Morales. It's Miles Morales from the Ultimate Universe, or really as part of Secret Wars, is now in the mainstream continuity of Marvel. But yeah, it's pretty cool little pop cap. I love these little pop cap guys, so I'm stoked to have that guy. And yeah, that's been my week.
Right on. Exciting
Yeah.
stuff.
Right on.
Ash, what's up, brother?
Oh God, the week's been busy, buddy. Jasmine talked a little bit about the tearaway thing. Like I tried like crazy to get a tearaway recording session going for us, because we were trying to do this super advanced recording session where we had 2 capture cards and we were capturing the gameplay and a tablet at the same time.
Nothing worked.
Wasn't happening.
We were up till 2 a.m. It was awful.
On a work night too. It was pretty bad. Beyond that, I don't know. I don't know. It's been like trying to get ourselves prepped for. 3 of us are all going to be at a wedding this weekend, so I'm just like rendering a bunch of videos beforehand, and it's football season, and apparently I'm the commissioner of a fantasy football league
Are you
at my
actually
work.
the commissioner now?
Commissioner?
Yeah.
Oh,
Commissioner
you went
Gordon.
from 3 years ago not knowing a damn thing about football. to
I still
being a
don't.
commissioner.
I
Didn't you win your league last year?
the year before, my very first
first
year,
year.
the
Yeah.
first year I won all of my leagues.
Impressive.
Last year I didn't do as good. This year I'm in 3 fantasy football leagues. I still know nothing about football, and I had like no time this week, so all of them got auto drafted. I'm sure all my players are.
Price, you look
really
so
bad.
confused.
Price, I want you to know that I'm so happy we're on video right now, because that's the face I make whenever you did your Marvel minute in the past. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
This is what I did. I went.
That's. I just
Because,
like
I mean,
my
Anyway.
like, they weren't really a minute; they were more like 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
Beyond
But
that,
we knew if we gave him the Marvel minute, then he would just stay quiet for the rest of the week. just let him tire himself out on Marvel news.
Hey now. We got rid of the Marvel minute. Don't make me bring it back. All right. I'll bring it back.
that's been about it. It's just been a lot of prep work, because we've been busy lately.
I've been really busy. Yeah, it's
A lot of
crazy.
frustration and prep work. Yeah, a lot of prep work.
No, you already
Speaking
talked
of-
about it.
Speaking of prep work, my week's been editing the 30-second intro for this video, or for this podcast.
Which
I
you've done
hope you
a
guys
beautiful
appreciate
job.
It was fun to record.
Yeah,
and,
we haven't even seen the final version yet. We've just seen snippets. So.
And those
Oh, yeah.
snippets are so good. Oh,
I keep
man.
teasing them.
Beautiful.
I can't wait.
I hope you guys appreciate the intro. You guys don't know how much work went into it. We got together at Ash and Jasmine's and recorded a lot of stupid, ridiculous stuff in front of the green screen for a couple hours. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Which, I think that's the first time that the green screen's been put to a purpose that's not video game related. So.
And it worked really well. I wouldn't say
to be
that
fair,
we're like
it
on a
is-
level with James Cameron or anything yet, but we're pretty
Almost.
close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. And in addition to that, playing Mad Max. Mad Max.
Yeah.
Super fun. Have you
Yeah.
guys had a chance to play it?
No, I want to. I really want to stream it, but like I
Yeah.
said, I have been super busy and I need to find the time.
I
Yeah.
know. I haven't gotten a chance to play that. I haven't gotten a chance to even buy Metal Gear Solid 5 yet, which, I love.
I have been hearing so many tweets about it.
Yeah.
All the tweets
I
are all
just-
about it.
Keep seeing videos of people dropping shit on people's
Yeah.
Viable strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's the female character's name in that?
Quiet.
Quiet.
Quiet. That's right. Yeah, I watched a video today of Quiet, like kind of dancing, and
Yeah, I
there's
saw
a
that same
rainbow on
video.
her, and she's very peaceful. And then they drop a tank on her head.
Yeah.
It's a weird.
It's strats, man. That's pro strats.
How do you even drop a tank?
I think there are like
With
supplies
enough
that
money.
you can drop in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that after a point,
I
you
picture
get-
it
Go ahead.
like they took inspiration from Just Cause 2. They're like, what can we add from Just Cause 2 into Metal Gear Solid? And supply drop.
Strangely, it's funny because like I've been thinking of, Metal Gear Solid is like the weird version of like Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption. Like it kind of feels a little bit like that. But the way that you're saying it, it makes it sound like it is the tame version of Just Cause.
Exactly.
Definitely is.
Exactly.
Definitely is.
It's
You know,
like
I
you can.
the whole
ahead.
thing's been lost to me. After 3, I just tuned out.
It's,
No, yeah.
the story is bonkers. I went like in preparation because I haven't even been playing MGS5. I've just been watching people play it, and just in watching them, I'm like so confused. So I went and I read all the Wikipedia like story
Yeah.
breakdowns to remind myself of all the story beats. And I was like, oh yeah, no, that's right. This is just bonkers crazy. Like
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't even know the fact that Quiet wears almost nothing.
Well, that's
You know why, right?
That's
It-
par
we
for
could
the
get to
course.
Japanese. Yeah.
I mean,
No,
no,
because
there's a
she-
reason. Hold on, don't
she's
say
like
it. Hold on, don't say it because
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Metal Gear Solid 5 spoilers. Go ahead, Rick.
There's a spoilers. She's a plant person, Jasmine. She absorbs she uses
she
photosynthesis.
photosynthesizes-
She breathes
entire
through
time?
her skin and she uses photosynthesis.
It just so
to
happens
survive.
she has really big boobies too.
That's just like the perfect excuse.
That is the perfect excuse.
You want to know what's
We
even
need to get
funnier?
a woman in a bikini beating up bad guys. And she's
She
really
would be
badass.
naked, but she's wearing that bikini for you, Jasmine.
But do you want to hear
For
something
you.
that's even more ridiculous? There's another character in Metal Gear Solid 3 who has the exact same thing that she does, wears full clothes. They just somehow have canoned it to where it's like for her, if she puts on clothes, she starts to suffocate and like it's
hold
this
on.
whole thing. But for the one in Metal Gear Solid 3, it's like not a problem. Not a problem.
Hey,
They they lost that
Hideo
technology.
Kojima's a genius. He is a genius, you guys, and
I
he does
thought
not deserve
got,
your criticism.
kicked off the
No, he didn't get
team.
kicked off. He just didn't get credited on the box. But they counted how many times his name is mentioned in the game. It's something ridiculous. It's
But no, I thought he left Konami though.
No, yeah, he's been canned or he
Yeah,
left
okay,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and his name got removed from the packaging of the game, which is like the first Metal Gear Solid that's ever happened on.
Yeah.
But he developed
apparently,
this game.
the devs that were remaining or whatever, they added so many references to him
Every
in the game.
single mission has its own like credits. It's kind of, you know how the rest of them have all been like, this is a big movie. This
Yeah.
one is almost like, this is a big Netflix series. And so
Yeah.
every mission you do is like an episode. And at the end of every episode, it's like a Hideo Kojima game, blah, blah, blah. All these credits for every character
Yeah.
that was in that episode, and then Konami at the end. So it's like, yeah, no, his name appears in this game more than it has appeared in any other game ever.
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous.
God bless him.
So
God
good
bless
on
Anyway.
the devs for putting that in there because a lot of people were worried about Kojima not getting credit. But it's like, come on. It's so ridiculous of a game. It's like, how could you believe that anyone but Kojima made that game?
Right.
Maybe Suda51.
You couldn't? You
Anyway.
couldn't believe it? I do not believe it.
We
All right,
can,
anyway,
we can move on.
moving on to PAX, guys. So much
PAX.
PAX news to talk about. Who wants to start us off? Because I know everybody wants to talk about this.
Oh my God. I just want to gush and say that this was, I think, all of our first convention.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Correct.
and
First game convention, yeah.
it really like blew away every expectation I even had. And my expectations were already super high. So
Yeah. It met them and then it went past it.
so
Yeah.
far past.
And then it
Shot them into the stratosphere.
Yeah, it was ridiculous how.
And the cool thing is, a lot of people were saying this year has like been the best year. Like
Yeah, it's
people have
great
been
when
going
you
for
start
years
with.
and years
this
and
is like a
years.
brand new venue for them. The
No.
last
Yeah.
one-
Is it?
No, they usually do the Seattle Convention Center, but they had to move it this year to a different weekend. So it was a different weekend than usual.
Oh.
And maybe they didn't have both floors 4 and 6 last time.
Maybe not,
There
because
was something
I heard
different
a lot
about
of
this
things
year.
that it was this year. It's much bigger. They had a lot more space to do. Like they actually took like over hotels and other things for theater space. So that's kind of cool.
So maybe it was like the biggest of
was the
all
biggest.
of them. Yeah,
But it was
cool.
also
Just gonna
the
keep getting
hardest
bigger,
to get
guys.
into.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I am so surprised we were able to even buy tickets.
Yeah, I mean, next year we'll be able to hopefully get press passes.
Yeah.
We couldn't get press passes this year because they have a limit. You have to have at least 50,000 subscribers in order to get press passes. Obviously, now we're over that. But
and we
at
were
the
before
time,
it started.
at the time, when we had to register, we were at like 45,000, and we were like, I assure you, we will have over 50,000 subscribers by the time PAX starts. They
No.
didn't care.
Not to get too deep into why I think that's a silly thing, but like just like just to think about it, people like views are what matter the most,
Yeah.
not necessarily
Yeah.
subscribers. We love having more subscribers, and we love like being able to use that as like a marker for how we're growing. But really, it's about views. Anyway,
I feel like they have. I'm not going to harsh on them because they have to have some arbitrary
Some
hard
marker.
line, and that's fine.
It's just the market right now. There's a lot of channels on YouTube. It's very oversaturated. I understand why they had that hard cutoff is because they have to actually consider what will actually provide them coverage.
right.
But
who won't.
I will say so. Price managed to get a 4-day pass.
Yep.
Jazz, Rick, and I only managed to get Friday and Saturday, and that's because we didn't
Sunday.
manage
Friday,
to,
Sunday.
or Friday, Sunday, and we
took a
and
day
that's
off.
that's because we didn't manage to buy any tickets the first day, and it was only because Jasmine was super quick buying reclaimed tickets that we managed to even get to go.
Yeah.
But walking the streets and you saw those freaking scalpers with like fistfuls of them.
Yeah,
I
that
wanted
was
to punch them in the face because
so
they're the
frustrating.
reason why
Yeah.
we.
They're the reason why
Our-
they have such a terrible system to sell these tickets.
Yeah.
Because they'll buy all they'll buy all the ones on the
Right.
first day, and then they'll sell them.
Yeah, the day of when
Ridiculous.
we were all for months we were like, okay, we're waiting for PAX. We've got our money saved up. We're gonna buy passes to PAX. And the day of, what was it, like 20 minutes?
It was
sold out?
18 minutes or something like that.
18 minutes. It
Yeah.
sold out in 18 minutes.
No, it sold out in 45 minutes, and that was like for 15,000 tickets.
That's
or something
ridiculous.
Was it 45?
Like that. I don't know. It was a lot. It was 45 minutes.
It sold
I saw
out
it.
very quickly. And the
Yeah.
reason these things sell out quickly like that is because scalpers will buy
No, yeah.
a
Well, there's
ridiculous
a hard
amount of
limit
tickets.
that you can only have by 4, but people always have like multiple accounts. And
Yeah.
so-
Exactly.
Anyway.
I mean,
Game the
there
system.
are companies that are just set up just to game the system. Anyway, that's us just kvetching about this. But we got to go. And actually, I'm kind of glad we took Saturday off.
Yeah.
Oh my
I will
God.
say, being there for all 4 days, I was so exhausted.
Yeah.
By the end of Monday, I was just like, ugh, just wheel me through.
Yeah, we were exhausted. Saturday, I think I actually felt physically sick.
We let's talk about what we did first before we talk about why we're exhausted.
Okay.
So
So the first day we showed up and spent a lot of time at the
Indie
Mega booth.
Indie Mega Booth was where I
Yep.
was at.
Yeah, it was great. And I'm so happy for all the indie developers that were there because they got a lot of exposure. And really congrats to the Clever Endeavor guys. They have
Yeah.
really killed it with Ultimate Chicken Horse. And which is really great because of the PAX. They've had such a huge snowball of like exposure and like just everybody talking about it, people playing it. They've actually decided to backburner their single player mode. And they announced that they're going to start working on online multiplayer.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, we got to get the killer bits in this. We
Well,
got to
and-
start, like Pixel 2, we got to get everybody to play this.
It's going to be great for them because it is one of those things where the kind of game that it is, like, obviously for us, we do the couch co-op thing because we love couch co-op. That's our deal. But for a lot of people, that's not an option.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like one of those things where, with Gang Beasts, it's like people are always like, play this on the stream or do whatever. It's like we can't because it's not multiplayer. But now with Chicken Horse, now it's going to open up the possibility for us to play it on
huge
streams,
ones.
to play it with people all the way across the world. And I think that it's going to make it so that other YouTubers who don't have a setup like us, they'll start playing it now too. Like
For
I could
sure,
see
for sure.
Northern Lion and their crew playing it on the NLSS or something like that.
I know that they specifically mentioned that they want to like make it like speedrunners, get that same kind of like community into it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
and then,
maybe if it's like speedrunners, we'll get a character in the
Well, I did know
That's
that
coming
they did say that they're going to have 2 new characters. They don't know exactly what. I did see some concept art for like a white squirrel, so who knows? But you guys got some sweet swag.
Yeah,
You
I
guys
got
got
a
the little lamb
You
and
guys
the
have
sheep?
probably seen it in one of our videos.
Yeah.
Price and I both got a shirt. Jasmine wanted a shirt, but her shirt was green, so it wasn't really green screen
And
friendly.
everybody knows what happened when I wore my Green Power Ranger shirt.
Yeah.
That stuff
Things
was
got
see-through.
weird.
Yeah, so I, big on them. I'm really happy that they're getting all this success right now. And
Also, they
saw
posted
a lot of games.
a blog, and they only had 2 YouTubers on there, Stumpt and some other guy named PewDiePie.
Some other guy. Who's heard of him?
I think it's worth mentioning that we.
I'm just
We're on
JK PewDiePie. Hit us up with that collab.
But yeah, I'm really excited. There was also a lot of people that we got to meet. We also got to meet John Brown from Gang Beasts in
Oh, yeah.
Bone Loaf. That was great. I am so happy to finally meet John and James. They were
Mm-hmm.
so nice.
I wish that John was like our buddy. I wish he lived in Portland. That guy is just so lovable.
I
Such
know.
a nice
The
guy.
thing was, like, when we first met, he's like, I know you guys, but he didn't say anything. And then we're like, hey, it's us. And he's like, holy shit. And the first thing he did is start hugging everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was
we
just-
we wanted handshakes. He didn't want any of that.
No.
Hugs, baby.
He's a hugger.
Hugs.
He's
Yeah.
a hugger.
Like Dropsy. He was like Dropsy.
No,
Yeah.
he's not like Dropsy. Stop.
But yeah, beyond our favorites, let's talk about some of the new games that we've never seen before. Like
Yeah.
All right,
Rick,
I'm-
you got
I'll-
to
go
play
ahead and
Butt
start.
Sniffing Pugs.
I got
Butt
to play it
Sniffing
too.
Pugs.
It was
I
so
feel like Butt
fun.
Sniffing Pugs is a game that's just developed for cons. Like, I can't see any practicality in that game because they've got the crazy tennis ball controller. You
Yeah,
know,
it was
you
like a track
roll
ball
the
and you had
tennis
to go like
ball and then
this.
you like hit the pug's butt and it sniffs things.
They had to go like,
Blast to play, but if you were just playing with a regular remote, it wouldn't have the same appeal, But it's super cute, just a super fun, charming game.
I mean, if they ever, release it, they could probably have little tiny trackpads.
I think it's pretty early in development because I did. There was a tweet from like PCGamer.com or something asking for like what's the best indie games with pixel art, and I mentioned a whole bunch of them that I saw at PAX. And the Butt Sniffing Pugs guy, I did mention in the tweet, and he actually replied to my tweet and said, "Thanks for the shout out, but that's actually like not even our final art at all."
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the art
it's
was
very
beautiful.
basic, but I mean, it was a really fun. thing
I
to
think
play.
that we'll see where that one goes because I could easily see them transferring those controls to a controller and you could still have fun gameplay around it. I could also see them doing an app,
Yeah.
on your phone.
I see it
like-
just
definitely see an app.
like the thing. Here's the butt. Here's the
know,
ball. Here's those things.
I see it being kind of a niche title that's something that like Devolver picks up, kind of like
Oh,
whatever
totally.
that new fart game is that Devolver just
It's
released.
like Pooch or something?
Something.
I don't know.
I
I
can't
played it
remember
at
what it's
PAX. It was alright.
Yeah, you played it at PAX.
I think I just to segue out of that, if you're cool
Yeah.
with it, I spent a lot of time over the Devolver booth, so I played the fart game. But the other game that Jasmine and I played was Enter the Gungeon.
That
Yeah.
was so
Game.
fun.
Got these cute little pins.
I love
So
them.
good.
The little shotgun's the best.
Oh man,
They're
where's
so
the
great.
lanyards?
And so that's a thing at PAX. You get pins like almost
Yeah.
everywhere you go, and so we have all these pins from games that we played. But Enter the Gungeon. If y'all know me, y'all know I'll be playing a lot of that game. Jasmine played with me. We had a ton of fun, so I could see us trying to do some co-op on that. But it's a very much like Binding of Isaac, dungeon descending kind of game.
It was also controls like Nuclear Throne.
Like Nuclear Throne.
Yeah.
Yep. It top down, thrown Hammerwatch esque.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. And then like the whole thing about it is, think of like Isaac where you get like the crazy synergies and stuff like that. And just think of it like the guns are all like bonkers. There's tons of crazy guns. And
Yeah.
when we were there testing it out, he said that like they didn't have it set up to have as many guns as they wanted
Would
to.
like, yeah.
But they spawned us in a couple chests to get like try some
Yeah.
random things. I got this one like radiation gun that poisons them and makes them sick. And I've seen a whole bunch of stuff online, some gifs of like
Yeah.
rainbow guns and like a shark launcher.
Yeah.
And like the co-op character always starts with a Nerf gun that just shoots like little foam darts, right?
We should really focus on what makes the game amazing.
Which
the
is
bullet.
the art-
is
the
the
arts-
bullets.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
little
the-
mobs.
The
are
pixel art
the
is
these little
so
guys, they're
fucking
adorable.
cute.
little
Everything that-
bullets ever.
Everything that you fight is like a weapon that has been like personified, animated, whatever. And so like my favorite were the grenades because
Yeah.
they like spawn and then they like fall over and they get up and they run at you like ready to pull the pin on their head to blow themselves up to blow you up. And then
remember, Bullet
the
King?
bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
the bosses
Bullet
were
King.
amazing.
Yeah.
And what was the? Oh, it was
The
an
eagle-
eagle with a machine gun. Or with
Yeah,
Oh,
a-
yeah.
and he
Oh yeah,
But,
and
like,
he like
he,
sheds all his feathers. and gets
exactly.
all
He just like
ripped.
rips
Yeah.
off his feathers and he's all like buffed out and stuff.
It's
Yeah,
the art is
it
amazing.
fits perfectly with
is.
Devolver. Just the
Yeah.
bonkers over the top style of it. Also, it's cool the way the environment is interactive. You can like
Yeah.
flip tables and block bullets
Yeah,
with it. And
yeah.
stuff.
There's like
Yeah.
a cover mechanic, and there's like one of the main mechanics that he explained to me when I was talking to the dev was the dodge roll is very
Yes.
important. It's like a Dark Souls dodge roll, so it's like when you dodge, you're invincible, but you also like can't change your direction or anything like that, and so it's like you're committed to it, and so it's a very skill based dodge roll. I could see that game getting a lot of hours from me. Oh yeah, a lot of hours.
Well,
I mean,
I'm most
I'm
excited
disappointed
for
that
the.
it's only 2-player. I wish
yeah.
it was 4 players so bad.
That'd be
I'm most
so
excited
insane.
to see what the synergies are because if they are as advanced as Isaac, then I think that will be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll fully work that way because they are individual guns. But I think like as you get further down, they get more and more properties on them. So I'm not sure how they decide what the
Okay.
guns do. But
Maybe they might have like bullet upgrades too. Oh,
maybe,
sure.
maybe I don't know. There was a shop mechanic and there was all kinds of stuff in the shop that I didn't recognize. There's all kinds of stuff. It's a deep game. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
I'm glad Devolver picked that one up.
I honestly played that quite a lot. Like while we were waiting in line to see Tim Schafer, there was like a dungeon, right next to us while we're waiting, and so I was playing that while Rick was playing some more stories. And yeah, it's such a good game. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
I played it with you, Jazz, on like the first day when we went by there, and then when Kakujo met up with us I think maybe I met up with him on Saturday. I don't remember exactly when he got in, but I played it with Kakujo as well, and he's also totally down to play a bunch of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you guys will be too. I mean, you guys have been watching the video in the side here that we've got.
Yeah.
New cool feature because we love you guys. Yeah, that game is excellent. But speaking of the Sony thing that was set up when we were waiting for Tim Schafer,
Yeah.
anybody else find it weird that there was like no presence for Star Wars Battlefront? And they just had like just a couple TVs set up with Battlefront running. There was no line or anything. They didn't have. I mean, you wouldn't think that it was a AAA title by any means.
And that's
the way
so.
that they
What's
advertised it.
super weird to me is that EA had other presence at that booth, but I think it was more sponsored by Xbox and stuff. But like EA was also showing off Mirror's Edge, Catalyst, and Mirror's Edge had like a 2-hour line to it.
Oh, and super bizarre that you weren't allowed to take pictures.
Right, you weren't allowed to take any photography of the game at all.
That was the only booth I experienced where they were like no pictures, no video. Everybody
But
else
it's
was
really
like,
strange
yeah,
because
take
he also
pictures,
had a
tweet it.
whole video as you're walking by, so you could see it. So you can't
Right.
stop people from
But-
taking photos.
But Star
Yeah.
Wars, which I would consider a much bigger brand than Mirror's Edge,
Especially now this year.
doesn't have any kind of like big promotional whatever to it at PAX. It seems
If you
super
weren't
strange.
looking for it, you would have missed it.
Right.
Yeah,
It
it was
just had
kind of hidden
two
away in a
TVs
corner. Yeah,
in the Sony booth. It was
I
And
think
it
it
wasn't
was-
even for Battlefront. It was for the
other game.
the
Yeah.
app game.
But
the
yeah,
online game.
and so it was mixed in along the same level with games with like I Am Bread. It was along the same level as them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I think that part of that has to do with them not having a playable build yet, like a truly
That's
worked
true.
through, bugged through, playable
I'm pretty sure
build.
that's it
for the
because
game.
And I
people
think that's
would-
true. But I honestly, just like in my own perception of what I saw, I think it hurt their image to even
Yeah.
have it there.
Yeah.
It felt like they didn't care.
Right.
That's how it felt to me. Like, here's this game that we're making, and maybe it'll be good. I don't know. Here,
Yeah.
try it.
So
Well-
while we're on the Sony booth, I want to talk about Fat Princess.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Fat Princess.
Because I want to play that game for the channel, and I
Yeah.
thought it was super cute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were able to play the first stage basically.
yeah,
all the way
basically,
through.
basically the whole first stage. Which honestly, I was actually kind of tired on my feet because they let us play like a half an hour demo.
I know.
rather
Yeah,
than-
Yeah,
they were
we
just
played the
like,
whole
yeah,
thing.
why not? Just go for it.
But I think that game's gonna be pretty cool, and I like how just sort of characterized the whole game looks now, and like all the ground looks like cloth and stuff. It just like
Yeah.
had a really cool style to it.
Oh, you have the pin?
Oh, you've got the
Oh.
pin.
That's
Right.
not really that's not really focusing, but yeah.
You guys get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not really.
A little bit better.
Now I
bit
see your
better.
wallet. Just
see my
showing
wallet.
off that you got an Iron Man wallet. All
No,
right.
still
looks-
not focusing. Nope.
Screw it! It's there.
No, I think that game's
it's
going to be
not
really
a lot
cool.
like the original either. I mean, it's a 4-player.
Totally different.
Totally
top-down.
different. It reminded me more of Magicka than it did of the first
Yeah,
game, which
definitely.
isn't a bad thing. Although I will say that I thought the first game was super unique, and I was really addicted to it for about a month or so.
I told you, Ash, the mechanic of actually having to carry the Fat Princess around and everything.
Yeah.
Reminded me of the game Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which
Oh, I do remember that.
not a lot of people played because it was a really bizarre
And
GameCube
I was
game.
one of
'Cause
those
you had
people
to
that never
have
played it.
the.
You had to have a Game Boy Advance. Basically, it was 4-player, but everybody had to have a Game Boy Advance in order to play it. But you
Yeah.
had to carry around a chalice and stuff. The game was a blast, but they just made it way too hard to play.
Yeah.
We actually talked about trying to play that game for the channel, but the emulation for it would make it nearly impossible because you have to have like a Dolphin emulator and then a Game Boy Advance emulator and figure out a way to run it and record it.
Yeah.
It'll never happen.
Ugh.
We had troubles with Dolphin anyways in the past, trying to
Yeah.
get during the throwback.
What are you guys
Thursdays.
talking about? We've never done any emulation on our channel. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, we do emulation only because we own the system and the game. You know, it's just the only way that we can record it.
I say
100%
nothing.
Whatever.
I
Anyways,
say nothing.
at the Sony booth, what was great, we actually saw a tearaway. There was a tearaway area where you can actually play the game, but at the time we're playing Fat Princess, they announced a drawing contest.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that
the
was
drawing
really
contest.
fun because it was a 2-minute quick drawing of whatever they had decided as the title or as a subject. And of course, I had to enter.
Oh yeah,
The
and maybe-
subject was a dragon with bunnies on top of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
They were
Two
super
bunnies
specific
running
about it too. It had to be 2 bunnies.
No, they just
Had
had
to be at
bunnies.
least
it had to be
2.
really cute, adorable bunnies.
Bunnies
on top of the
plural,
dragon.
yeah. Riding
Yeah.
a dragon.
And
But Jazz and I entered it with 2 other folks, and I got to say, Jasmine was by far the best, and she won, rightly so.
Yeah.
But I think
And
mine was okay.
We don't have our lanyard here, but Jasmine got a really sweet pin. Like these pins normally cost $15 at PAX, and she got
Yep.
one for free from that.
Yeah, could we
contest.
talk about pins just for a second?
Yeah.
How ridiculous the pin thing
I don't
is?
know what you're talking about. I don't.
You know,
have-
we're
No,
all
your
worried
pins are
about
garbage,
buttons.
Bryce. You don't have tradable official
You don't
PAX
have
pins.
penny arcade
That's
arcade
right.
pins.
What about Fat Princess?
Oh. So
I don't
okay.
think that Fat Princess is a penny. Sorry, close, but no cigar, friend.
That's
But yeah,
fine.
I will say I was going into it expecting to find more booths. Like I knew that they were going to charge something, but I was also expecting to find more booths that were like having a contest, like Medium Molecule was.
Yeah.
Because I'd heard that was a thing, and really Medium Molecule was the only one that I.
No. Hob, Runic Games were giving out free pins if you did their scavenger hunt.
Their scavenger
right.
hunt sounded impossible.
Yeah,
Yes.
who's got
Because
time
it
for
was
that?
spread out on 2 floors. And if you could imagine, they gave you clues,
Like
obviously. But
Expo Center floors, not
And the Expo's
floors.
dark too. It's dark.
yeah. So you just had to five of the little Hob guys. And
That's it. Just 5.
if we could, segue into Hob, I love that game. I am really
Hold
impressed
on,
with Hob.
hold on. Before we segue into it, I want to continue on pins for just 1 second because I have a story about the woman that we were waiting in line with
yes, her.
for Hob. Okay, so you can continue from Hob from this.
Yeah.
But we were waiting in line for Hob for 45 minutes.
Almost
About
an hour, yeah.
And there was this woman that was waiting in line with us, and she waited the entire line. Me and Jasmine were at the very front of the line, and she was right behind us, and she was throughout the whole line. She was talking to us about pins, how much she doesn't really dig pins, but like her niece did or something. So she told her niece she was going to get all these pins. And then she was only waiting in line at the booth where she heard that she could get free pins. And Hub was one of them, but she didn't realize it. And so at the very end, she saw someone at another booth who's like,
Banner Saga.
hey, oh yeah, Banner Saga. And she was like, hey, how'd you get that pin? She was like, you just got to play the demo.
It's like
And
20 minutes.
It's just like 20 minutes. She's like, all right. And she just leaves a line that she's been waiting in for 45 minutes.
And she could have got a pin if she just waited a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's ridiculous.
people.
The pins were
boy.
great, and we were all worried about bringing buttons. We were like,
Yeah.
we should bring buttons to PAX. I don't know how they'd feel
we don't know
about
if they'll
sharp
let
objects.
buttons in. Oh,
And then,
buttons
you
everywhere.
get there, and there's buttons in every single booth has
I was
hordes of buttons.
They had a
Stickers
pin.
are not allowed.
They had the
stickers are
pin,
not allowed.
The pin get together where people get together and trade pins. Like pins that they got last year and the year before. It's a bizarre currency
'Cause
that
I
exists.
paid for 2 pins. I am not trading those pins.
Kakujo paid for like $70 worth
Yeah,
of
yeah,
pins.
yeah.
or
Oh, I know. I saw that. Yeah, Kakaju's blog.
Link to Kakujo's sad
Yeah.
vlog now.
There it is. He's a sad
Well,
guy.
he
He
felt
just has one of
better
those moments where
after.
he's like, I spent.
Yeah. I was really funny though, because he was like, man, I got this one over at Behemoth and I hate it. It's a weird bear. And I was like, but it has like star nipples. He's like, really? Oh, yeah, I guess it does. Okay, that just became 100 times cooler.
It's now my favorite pin.
Oh man. Speaking.
Okay,
of
so
Behemoth.
what about Hob Jazz?
Oh, yeah. There you go. You got that too at Behemoth.
Well,
That's how
Hob,
I think I
Hob,
bought.
for those that don't know, Hob is made by Runic Games, which is the creators of Torchlight.
Yes, and they also made Mythos, which was the precursor to Torchlight.
Yeah.
And this was like, and I believe, aren't they part of the team that did Diablo 3, or did they just fill in that gap?
So they are so the creators of Hellgate worked on Diablo 3. I believe a couple of guys on the Runic team may have had some association with Diablo 3, but the main guy actually made the game Fate, for those guys that remember Fate.
Oh, yeah. And they're a Seattle-based, developing company. And they're amazing. They've been working on Torchlight and Torchlight 2. And if you guys have never seen it, you should check it out. It's a really fun game. It's beautiful. It's just so gorgeous and cartoony. So they made this whole brand new one. It's like a platformer called Hob. And the game is gorgeous. It is just absolutely gorgeous. The whole concept is you're trying to fix the broken world. And you kind of go from like the overworld, which is just really peaceful and like, foresty. And then in the underworld is really dark and full of like clockwork and gears. And you're just trying to fix everything. And you got like this gigantic arm like Hellboy that can upgrade into different things to help you traverse through like the world. Like the one that I had was like this like magnet, and you can actually grapple onto things and gravity gun stuff off of people. And it was great. And I was just like, man, when is this game going to come out? And he's like, that's the funny thing. We actually just announced this game a week ago.
This was
we have no
This was their
concept
first
other than this.
Yeah, this was their first public showing of the game ever.
Yeah, they have nothing.
I didn't realize that part.
Yeah, they have nothing at the with the game right now. It's just their demo.
So yeah, I think this
pretty
was like they literally had just decided to hobble this game together right before
And
PAX,
they did
basically.
a great
To
job.
hobble it
Yep.
together.
Yep.
They did a really great job.
Gotcha.
And, the developers were really nice. I had a really nice conversation with them, and he was just completely blown away that we actually knew about Mythos. And he's like, "This is great. I actually built half of the outer world
For Mythos.
in a week." And I was like, "Are you serious? You did that in a week?"
But yeah, the game, I'll say Hob actually reminds me of a lot of the game Ico. Because
I can see that.
you're just sort of exploring this world. There's not a narrator, or there's no narrative to the game at all. It's just sort of like you sort of explore until you can find sort of the puzzle mechanic that gets you into the next area. And there's no dialogue really at all. Maybe there'll be more later, since it's super early in the game.
Who knows? Super early.
Yeah.
Hey, by the time this game's done, it's gonna be like just machine guns and bombs.
Yeah.
And, it's gonna be the new Call of Duty.
Rick, what was one of your favorite games besides Butt Sniff and Pug?
I really liked Moon Hunters.
Yeah.
Cool game.
We actually got a key for that game, but we're not going to be able to play it till January when it releases.
A lot of the games that we saw at PAX are in that same boat.
Yeah,
It's so
you'll
funny.
definitely see us play Moon Hunters. But the cool thing about Moon Hunters is you play. It's 4-player local co-op, and each player you are creating your own mythology within the game. So the actions that you actually take kind of build the story that people tell throughout the villages that you go to. And also, once you play through the actions that you take on your first playthrough, the enemies will now be aware of these actions that you've taken, and they'll adjust their strategy because word is spread about this mythological warrior in the game. And it's all procedurally generated, so it's a different experience every time you play it, so there's tons of replayability. But it's a game that's just right up our alley.
For sure.
And the pixel art's super awesome, really gorgeous. I had a lot of fun playing that. Ash, you didn't really get a chance to play that because you were playing that one game Below?
I was playing Below, which sort of reminded me a bit of like a 2D Dark Souls.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of direction when you're playing it. You were just kind of exploring and collecting stuff.
That was really the hardest part. Like, there was no direction at all on how to make bandages, how to even heal yourself, how if you die, you basically restart entirely. Like, there was no clear indicator at all. And I think that was like, it's a punishing game. I think it's purposefully supposed to be that way. But yeah, for a short demo at PAX, that made it kind of hard to get a grasp of what the game's all about. But it's a pretty game, and it's made by Capybara, who did the Super Time Force Ultra, which was a game that I really liked.
Fantastic game, yeah.
Oh man, Capybara will always remind me of
Capoeira.
misunderstandings. we caught some flack for our capoeira.
It was a joke.
Yeah,
It was a joke. It was a misunderstanding.
From a
I know
TV
how to pronounce
show.
capoeira. I actually took a capoeira class in college.
I
right?
believe you mean a Capybara class.
I was only in it for like one session before I was like, oh, I can't do that.
you didn't have the ponytail
But I
for
did
it,
take
man.
it. I did take it.
You didn't have the ponytail. Ponytail.
I didn't have the ponytail at that time.
Ponytail.
It's true. so more games. I have two just sitting like right here in front of me that I thought were cool that we checked out that will probably pop up on the channel. First one would be this one.
Shoot Mega
Shoot,
Pack.
shoot, Mega
Shoot
Pack.
Mega Pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll probably show some stuff on the thing over there.
You know
But
that
Shoot Mega Pack, really fun, 4-player little arena type game. There are a lot of games like that at PAX, which are great because those are like our kinds of games.
For sure.
So Shoot Mega Pack, the way that it works is you do a whole bunch of rounds really quickly, and they keep changing the rules on you. And so it's like, for one match, it'll be like, oh, the map is shrinking, and you can't touch the sides. So it's all about try to get to the middle and push people the other way. Another one will be, oh, your bullets turn into black holes, so you're trying to basically leave these little minefields for people to walk through. Another one, you'll be, what is it, like you were connected to one another? So
and
if I
it
move,
was
it moves
synchronized.
you.
yeah. So like if I shot, everybody shot.
Yeah.
So.
And so,
if you saw two people facing each other and you decided to shoot, they would shoot each other. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's the whole thing is like you're constantly having to, because they keep switching the rules so quickly, you're having to always be thinking on your feet and really paying attention because what might win you the round this round would lose you the round the next round.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
It was
But then at the very end, they basically had that party mode,
which
where
was
it's
a
like,
little bit of everything jumbled together.
Yeah.
like he said, it's not everything. It's like it's actually randomized. So like
Right.
he thought it was really cool. Oh, you got the black holes and you got this thing. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
What I liked was every person can pick a name at the beginning, and I wonder if they're just randomly generated because there were so many.
Right.
Of them.
He
They
said
were funny
it's a
names.
predetermined list. He said even some of his friends are actually in that list.
Oh, okay. Because
That's
I was Lady Fist for Hearts, and I was happy about that.
I don't remember what mine was.
But it's by John Ramitos Games. That's his name, John Ramitos. He actually reached out to me on email, said that when the build is ready, he'd like to give us a build of it to
And
check
I
it
would
out.
love to play it. It's
Yeah.
great.
Totally looking
I
forward
mean,
to
it's
it.
so brilliant in its simplicity. I mean, really, we're just talking about little ships like from the game Asteroids,
Yeah.
and just like big square pixely bullets that are being fired. But just the different game mechanics. Can I just say how happy I am to be alive and being a gamer at this time right now?
It's a good time. It's a good
You know,
time.
10 years ago, it would be unheard of to go to a game convention and have a game like Shoot Mega Pack.
Yeah.
It'd
You'd
be
be
like,
getting
what
like
the hell is
Tony
this
Hawk's and
garbage?
stuff like that.
Yeah, totally.
No,
it's
the
so great to
rise
see
of
people.
indie devs is
Yeah,
a
sure.
great
It really
thing.
is.
It's fantastic. What a great time to be alive.
So one that y'all didn't get to play with me that I wish we all four could have played, but I did get to check out was Check In, Drop Out.
I was looking for it, man. I was looking for it and I couldn't find it.
It was in the indie mini booth. So it's like in the mega booth, there was an even smaller booth that was like the size of a booth. And in that booth, there were like 12 screens and a whole bunch of different games. And so it was like, imagine having like a booth the size of like, where I'm sitting. And so, yeah, it was just one of the games that was there. And we've had our eyes on it for
For like a year.
while, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever the first trailer came out, and so I was fortunate enough to be with my buddy Ben. We played it with a couple of the other people. I was horrible at it. I never once won. But really cool mechanics of, it's basically like, think of Duck Game or any of those other kind of side-scrolly fighter games, arena-type games like Smash. And what you're trying to do is get people to fall off a level, but you actually use the level as your weapons. So you like pick up a block from the ground and throw it at someone, but now also that block is no longer there. So you're basically slowly destroying the level as you're trying to fight one another, and each character has unique abilities. So like I was one who could identify, I had like cute little glasses, and I was just like I was basically like a tiny version of Jasmine, actually, now that I think about it. Like black hair and like little glasses. And I could like identify things about like the trajectory of what I was throwing and whatnot. She was like the smart thinker person, I guess. And
Like
then,
Jasmine.
Like Jasmine. And then the
I'm not torpid at all.
not torpid. The person that Ben was playing as was like he could fly, like he had wings, so it's like he got like an extra double jump, so he could like jump once and then like dash across the screen or something. So I think we'll have a lot of fun playing that one when that one comes out. Yeah. Check in, drop out.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that we're forgetting?
Oh, we didn't talk about stories.
Stories, exactly.
Yes, we never got to talk about stories. We actually got to sit with Spearhead Games, and they gave us a private demo of stories.
Yeah, I don't have any of the
And
pictures. But
Holy crap, is that
Don't
game
worry,
amazing?
we'll have 'em.
And it's unfortunate that we all didn't get to try it. Rick got to play it.
Yeah, I played it.
we both
they
had
they
different
it at the Sony
endings.
booth. Yeah.
And that's what was the great thing about it is that every single time you play it, you're always going to get a different ending depending on what
So-
path you choose.
in the 20-minute demo alone that we played at PAX, in that 20-minute PAX demo, there was over 32 endings to just that demo.
Yeah.
And
And there's just so many combinations because it's like FTL, where if you make a decision, you can't go back and do it
Right.
again. It just, the armada that's chasing you just keeps sweeping in and it keeps blocking your path from going back. So
Yeah,
you have
it-
to pick something.
It took me a moment to understand that, but when
Yeah.
you, I think it was you, Jazz, you were like, oh, it's like FTL. Like that was when like it clicked in my mind. It's like, oh, the map is going this way. You
Yeah.
gotta do
Yeah.
decisions this way.
Like the map. In any other regard, it's not like FTL. But in that...
It's such a beautiful game. They really
Yeah, we haven't mentioned, these are the guys that did Tiny Brains, which if you've seen that on our
Yes.
channel,
Yeah.
like I swoon over that game still. In fact, that's how I found out about this game is like about 3 weeks ago, I was like, man, are they making a Tiny Brains 2? Like, I'd love to play some more of that game. And they're not, but I saw on their Twitter that they're releasing this game, and we got to do a private interview with them, so it was awesome.
Tiny
was
Brains
great,
didn't
'cause
get
I was really
nearly
surprised.
enough love. That was a game that we played early on in the channel, and because
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
because
just
of our
local
headset.
4-player.
It's not. It's got online as well, man.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, and I'm not talking
Yeah.
about just like our video getting love. I'm just talking about the game itself getting love, because when we mentioned it at the booth when we were doing the interview, they were really happy that we'd actually heard of and played Tiny Brains,
well, that's because they actually remembered our playthrough of it.
They remembered us playing that game, but yeah, that game Tiny Brains is amazing, and I'm super stoked for Stories because the art style looks really
It's
good.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
actually go
It's
check
really
out
gorgeous.
we released a video on it during PAX, right?
Yeah.
We released the full interview. It's our only PAX video, really. And at the last half of that video is just like a 10-minute a clip show of the interview that we did with them.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous. You guys should check it out. I cannot wait to play the game. It's supposed to come out, I think, this year.
No, next year
Early.
And I'm just gonna assume
remember.
that it was Q1 2016 because literally
Everything.
every developer that we talked to was like,
Yeah.
we're aiming for Q1
February
2016.
2016. Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
worth
January,
mentioning,
yeah.
Everything.
the playthrough that Jasmine played was an old build. They said
Right.
that build was like 4 months old, and that
Yeah,
the build that will be released is going to look way more gorgeous than what Jasmine was playing, which is hard to believe because the game looked good.
Yeah, it looked pretty
really
already.
good.
And I think that like the other thing that was really cool was like the art style was gorgeous, but then they also talked about how the audio changes as you play through, and basically like the narrator has all these different lines, and like the different like your sword has a whole different voice track, your any of the items that you get, if they have like a soul or something like that, they'll talk, but they've recorded so much dialogue that like they'll have these conversations that carry out, and you're not likely to hear the same lines
Again,
of
twice,
dialogue
yeah.
twice. Instead, what you're likely to hear is what sounds like something unfolding, right? So if you have like a good sword and an evil sword, and you happen to be walking around and they're talking at each other, they'll be like arguing about things from time to time, but then every now and then they'll like agree on something, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, and he said that
Yeah.
when they agree, then you know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the whole narration is supposed to be like Bastion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
said they took a lot of inspiration from Bastion, and that like when he'll react to you just doing things in the world, but then he won't repeat himself doing that
Right.
kind of reaction the next time you play the game.
So if you
Ash
bust a
also
bunch of
compared
pots,
it to Ico, and
I
they were
did-
very flattered by that.
I did compare the
You
art.
compared a lot of stuff to Ash.
The art style specifically. The gameplay is not like Ico.
I
but
feel
the
like
arts,
Ash. That's
the
the
art
only
style.
game you've ever
The
played. in your
gameplay
life
is
before
very
Ico.
much like
Sham.
Bastion. It's a very Bastion-like game.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and I'm so happy that they let us play that and gave us some time to talk about it because it's a great game. I'm very excited about it, and I really hope to get it on the channel. So, yeah.
Sure.
So we're definitely gonna do PAX again next year.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Before we wrap up, we had a get together. We had a fan meetup while we were there at GameWorks,
did.
which was right across the street from the convention center, and it was pretty great. I had a blast. We played games that you win tickets. Basically finished up the day and won a ton of tickets, didn't we?
That was so much fun.
So
Honestly,
much fun.
that was so much more fun than just like the other games that we
Oh,
played.
yeah.
Like the I mean, I had a lot of fun with the Pac-Man, and I had a lot of fun with honestly the Connect 4, which is awesome in the big screen.
Oh, yeah.
But
How about that racing game that took us
Oh my God.
50 tries to finally link up?
we played some racing game that took us it took us like an hour to finally play it in 4
To figure out how to get all 4 of us to sync up.
So that's why you guys
I
were
felt
over
so-
there for so long.
Oh, yeah. We were determined. We made it work.
I felt so bad because that morning I was like literally sick
oh, yeah.
Oh,
because
yeah.
we didn't eat anything, and I went to town on some egg Benedict, and that got me so sick. And so like, I was just like playing DDR while feeling like that.
I don't know
just
what
like-
you were thinking playing DDR.
I don't know either. I had fun though, and it was
But
great.
yeah,
Eventually,
that-
the feeling wore away, and I felt much better. But yeah, it was great.
But we got to
It was
meet
really
some.
fun to
We got to
everybody.
meet some fans, and we were super grateful for them coming out.
Yeah.
And
And
if you
the,
guys are
um,
watching right now, thank you so much. It meant a lot to us to have you guys there. But we're gonna have another meetup next year, definitely.
For sure. And anytime that Stumpt goes to a convention, we'll try to do a fan meetup like that as well.
Because
Yeah, I'd like to try to get out to do more, and hopefully, maybe in the future we can. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
hopefully in the coming
And
years, we
thank
should
you
be
to
able to go to all the PAXs.
Kyler from the Ultimate Chicken Horse devs as well. He showed up to our fan meetup.
That's-
and,
he
He
did.
actually gave us a bunch of keys, which
How
we were able
cool
to
is
hand out.
that? Yeah, he
Yeah.
took time out of his day, came to GameWorks, hung out for a little bit. Very cool guy. Very cool guy.
Yeah.
Super nice. Yep.
Super nice guy.
All right, so should we wrap it up? Is this going to be the end of PAX Talk?
I think it's the end of PAX Talk.
End of the PAX Talk,
Wait,
and
Let's show off what we got from PAX.
I don't have any of my PAX
don't-
stuff here.
Oh, I got a little
you guys have dolls.
We got dolls.
I don't have my stuff. I got my shirt. I got my Moxie shirt.
That's cool.
this from
That's cool.
We got this
That's
guy,
cool.
Claptrap over there.
I got a Claptrap too. He's the best.
and then I got a Towns bear.
Oh,
Look how adorable
oh,
he
it's
is.
so cute.
And then he does the bear.
Can't get his arms
That's
all the
not
way
the
up there though.
That's not
No, wait, wait.
Get him up.
Get him up. Raise him higher. You can do it.
All right, guys.
That's how bears dance. They like freak out.
That is not how bears dance. That's how,
No, that's how
a
bears
bear
dance.
dances.
No, that's how bears dance. They
A
freak
bear.
out. They put their arms up in the air
A
and they
peoples.
freak out. You seen that animation that goes dun 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 dun.
I have not. I do not know what you're talking about. But
You know
chances
what I'm
are
talking
it's
about?
probably playing in the side right now. All right, guys. Let's get into our next segment, Stump's Adventure Corner.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Stump's Adventure Corner 2.0.
Yay!
Yay! We are playing this in a game called Playsets. So really, we're talking about PAX still, because this we got to play around with at PAX.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is sort of a virtual tabletop.
Excuse me, guys.
You can click on dudes. You can make them go to sleep.
You wanna come on here?
You can make them glow in weird ways.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at Ash glow.
You can, I don't know, give me luminescence. There we go.
And the whole point of this app is it's freely available. You can buy like premium packs and stuff for content and whatnot. But the general concept is to be able to quickly throw together dungeon maps for tabletop games, to quickly do all of your, like, it's got a little dice thing in the corner so you can do a roll above your head.
Exactly.
And so it's like to quickly streamline all that stuff that can often take too much time or just take up way too much space when you're trying to do these pen and paper style games.
So I don't really have a story really per se for this
great.
adventure corner.
What?
But I'm going to throw something together real quick. So we're at this tavern.
Yes.
We're all having a good time. We're all drinking. In fact, some people are already looking like they're drinking a bit.
Yeah, that guy's on the floor.
Yeah.
This guy rises to the occasion. Hey, how you guys doing? I challenge you guys to a drinking contest.
Oh, man, I think you're in no shape.
Rick, I think that,
I'm cool.
he doesn't-
I can drive 55.
oh boy.
All right.
You're quoting Sammy Hagar. You need to leave, sir.
So everybody takes up the drinking contest.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
All right. Ready to
This
rock.
guy manages to like fucking fool all you fools. We all freaking fall down flat.
Are you
What?
serious?
Bam.
What?
Bam.
Oh,
Bam.
no, I get back up.
Except for no. Except for Rick. Rick can
course.
hold his own.
Yes,
He goes
come
toe
on.
for toe with Rick for like 20 shots until this guy finally like
Rick,
crashes.
help
I don't
me.
have to roll
I
for
think
it. I'm
I've
just
been
naturally.
drugged, Rick.
No.
What was in that beer?
You're crawling
No,
for you're crawling
no.
you're crawling for Rick, but you're crawling the wrong way because you don't know what you can't see. He can't see. Okay.
I can see fine.
No,
No,
you're blind.
you have not rolled for
You're
LASIK.
blind.
Rick!
You have not rolled for LASIK correctly.
You play this game wrong, Jasmine.
Help me, Rick.
All right, so Rick goes upstairs to follow Jazz to figure out.
Rick.
But Jasmine passes out.
No,
You're over,
I don't pass out. I'm fine.
And Rick decides to
Fine.
talk to this dude over here. Say what's up. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Val? Did you say the drinking contest?
Rick.
It was a it was a mighty fun drinking contest. But I think you and your friends, you've had enough. You need to. I've got a mighty fine proposition for you. I've got some vendors just across the bridge that, if you go over there and talk to them right now, will sell you some mighty fine goods that I swear you can sell for a profit to that gentleman dancing on stage over there.
This sounds like a scam.
It is, but you're too drunk to know that it is. So, boom. Let's switch scene. You decide to go on said adventure across the bridge.
I'm gonna call there.
This is why you got to watch what you drink, guys.
And
careful.
Sober Rick knew this was a bad idea.
let's see here.
Is there
see
have
here.
there ever been sober?
I was gonna
Rick,
say, sadly, sober Rick hasn't been seen since December.
the
though?
game.
Oh no, I'm traveling to a new
Oh.
scene.
No,
Traveling to a new scene.
that's not the one.
Ooh.
Technical difficulties, guys.
difficulties. Oh,
Going into space.
There's
Going
the
into
bridge.
space.
oh, I'm still on my butt.
There's
I'm
Jasmine.
still crawling.
Am I, do
You're
I
still
exist
crawling on your
anymore?
butt.
Where
That's
am I?
fine. That's not where we're at. Anyway, boom. This is where we're at.
Oh,
It's like I'm time traveling. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Oh man.
Hold me, Beefalo.
Boom.
that's the Brit. Jasmine, what are you doing down
Jasmine's
there?
in the water. My character's gone to the world, I guess. I don't know what I did wrong.
All right.
Swimming.
Oh, I see Jasmine. Okay. Jasmine, you're back there.
Oh, hey, it saved all my guys on the left. Cool. Boom, there I am.
I don't even see Rick and the rest of us.
Where'd everybody go?
I think all the
How did
characters went away, but
Jasmine,
you
the
can-
blindest of us,
Oh, wait.
find her way to the bridge?
There's Price.
Yeah, just drop a new
Okay.
figure. Oh gosh, where did I go? Oh,
I
we're all the way
moved
up
you.
there. Okay.
I moved you. All right, there's Jasmine. Oh, this needs to be night. Raining. Boom.
It was always night and raining. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know where Rick is.
Rick, try dropping a new character. You should be able to drop your character again.
By doing what?
Just hold down left click on a square, and then
there I am.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Hey,
All
guys.
right.
Yay.
All right. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and click here and boop.
What?
And
Oh,
because it's only Rick here.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, Rick's alone. He's traveling across this bridge, you see, to find some goods because he and you know what else? He's fucking dancing about it because he's having a good time.
he's having some.
He's excited
I'm
for these
just
goods.
here to buy some goods.
And these
you
guys
got
are like,
some goods.
For those of you listening to
we
the
suckered
audio
another
version
one
of
of
this
these fools
podcast.
into buying these, not buying it, but to stealing your shit. So this guy's totally trying to steal your shit, Rick. So
I
roll
don't
for
got
something.
anything to steal, you dum-dums.
You gotta roll to escape this encounter, Rick.
Okay, I'm going to roll.
Yeah.
I just clicked D20, is that right?
Yep.
Yep,
Click
and then
D20,
click
click
20.
on 20.
Roll, baby. 4.
Oh no!
Oh, shiz.
All right.
Not a good roll.
These guys, storm at you, but you run away. You run this way. But before you can get away successfully, Bladow!
No!
Yeah, you fall into the river.
No.
And you know what happens after that?
Alligators?
Boom. Switch scene. Do.
Hey, it's
Who is
Jasmine
that? Jasmine, what are you doing here?
I'm floating downstream. I don't know where I'm going, guys.
Hey, Rick.
I'll see you chumps later.
I was looking for you in the bathroom, and now I'm in the water.
All right, Jasmine, I don't know how you're here, but fine, you're here too.
I
Can't get rid of her.
All right.
Oh, God.
All right. And
Oh, Jesus Christ. This place is huge.
these chumps have locked you fools up. They've,
No. Hey.
No. Get back in there, Jasmine. This guy, bam.
No. No.
Anyway,
I'm going to curse at you.
you're now
I'm doing it.
you're now in the cellar of these like white knight dudes.
I
They're
like
not
that
white
I'm
knights at
still
all.
dancing. Nothing can break my stride.
They're not white knights at all? Are they dark knights?
And they keep teasing you. Boop.
Oh,
Boop, boop, boop.
Dicks.
Anyway, you're trapped in here forever, dude. You should have just given us your wallet. Now we're gonna make you our slave.
no.
Anyway, that's all I got in this quick adventure.
Oh, okay. So it just
This
ends
is
with them in a
bullshit.
cage?
It does
wanna-
for
To
now.
To be continued? Question
I want to
mark?
fly out of here.
Da,
See you chumps later.
later.
Whoa, she used her magic.
No.
Oh, that way is closed.
No. No.
But this way is open.
Fighting
Yeah.
against the
No, it's closed now.
No. Ah.
This way is open.
You know what? Shut up.
All right, I'm putting an end to this, guys.
It was just a
That
fever
is the
dream.
Adventure Corner. It is over now. We are switching back.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right, guys. So that's been podcast 2.0. This is going to be the new format now. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, let us know. Give us your feedback in the comments. And, of course, give us a like. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. We've been around for a year and a half now, guys. You should subscribe by now. Come on, do it.
For sure.
Anything else to add before we sign off, guys?
I'm just super stoked for podcast 2.0.
Hey.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.